Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of God Almighty, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Good morning, Shalom, and Assalamu alaikum. My name is Dr. Ali Javed, Chairman of the Board of Upper Westchester Muslim Society. Thank you, Tiffany, and our honorees. Your words were incredibly powerful. It is certainly an honor and pleasure to introduce Richard Cohen, former co-chair of AGC's Interreligious and Intergroup Relations Committee, for his commitment and extraordinary efforts to bring the Muslim and Jewish communities together. I have known Richard for almost a decade. I am delighted to introduce him for this special honor. Richard is a pioneer in multicultural relationships. In his outreach efforts, he developed friendships with members of all Muslim communities in Westchester and beyond. His network of Muslim relationship is so extensive that he introduced Muslims around the county to each other. When UWMS coordinated a county-wide iftar, a few years ago, we called on Richard to provide the contact information for the leaders of other Muslim organizations. We didn't know each other, he did. He often came to our Friday Jummah services to support Muslims, especially when Muslims were facing severe prejudice around the country. He wanted to help us gain better acceptance as a mainstay of the broader culture. At services and other events, he demonstrated a Muslim community is the best in Jewish values and the golden rule: Islam, Christianity, and Judaism share. Treat each other like oneself. As a Jew, he understood the wounds of being treated like a foreigner just because your customs are different. He empathized and identified with us when a prominent imam asked him to send a letter to the State Department to support his asylum application. He gladly complied. Richard and his wife, Marcia, brought together people of all faiths and colors around their dining room table and learn about and enjoy each other as fellow human beings. For years, he organized large gatherings like the We Are All Immigrants Seder, where he managed to keep the same intimacy among scores of attendees of different backgrounds. He provided windows into our different cultures and faiths by having everyone speak as part of the Passover message that we all count and should be free from the bondage of oppression. He and Marcia were the only non-Muslim at several of UWMS fundraisers for Islamic Center project and the new building. In fact, Richard served as a liaison with the seller, the UGA, and created a friendly environment for both sides to negotiate the terms and effectuate the purchase. The new building had been a dream in our community for decades. Richard is on the board of the Muslim Jewish Advisory Council of New York and the Inter-Jewish Muslim Alliance. He is an avid supporter of the Sisterhood of Salam Shalom and co-sponsored one of their programs at the annual conference last week. When hate was in the rise in 2017, he spearheaded an anti-hate resolution specifically addressing bigotry against Muslims, Jews, and other ethnic groups. The Westchester County Board of Legislators passed it unanimously. There's so much more to say, but I will end with what Richard and Marcia did during her bout with stage 4 pancreatic cancer in late 2019. After her diagnosis, Richard and Marcia set up a small nonprofit called Marcia's Light Foundation to foster cross-cultural relationship on a grassroots level. Last December, before COVID and while Marcia was still with us, Marcia's Light came to our masjid and organized a halal and kosher luncheon after our Jummah services that not only strengthened Muslim-Jewish bonds, but highlighted the humanity and mortality we all share. Richard, on behalf of UWMS and all Muslims all over the area, I thank you for all you do. You certainly deserve this honor. Thank you so much again.
Thank you ever so much, Ali. I'm so proud to be your partner and friend. And thank you to the Thanksgiving Diversity Breakfast Committee for shining a light on the immense value of bringing people of different faiths and cultures together. And I'd like to thank the AJC for entrusting me for years with the missionary work of forming relationships among Muslims and Jews, and to Cliff Wolf, in particular, for advising me and bringing me into the fold so we could become partners. I'd also like to say hello to all my Muslim friends, in fact, all my intercultural friends. I miss everyone. I'd like to pass on a few lessons I've learned during my travels. When I first started reaching out to Muslim communities, I was afraid of the unknown, afraid of women wearing hijabs, not knowing what I'd experienced when I went to Jummah services at area mosques. But what started out as a plan, as a strategy, quickly became personal, and whatever concerns I had soon vanished in the warm hospitality with which Muslim congregations received me and my colleagues. We are all aware of the stereotyping that people of one group have about another, how Jews and Muslims, blacks and whites, and other ethnicities are supposed to see each other. Through my travels, I have witnessed time and again that magical light bulb moment, when a lifetime of prejudgments instantly disappears once we break the ice and engage with each other. I have seen tension and mystery melt into smiles, humor, and an intense desire to learn about each other. The lesson? We have been programmed to imbue people who are different than us with certain characteristics. We tend to label people different than us. The problem is that once we do that, we relate to the label and not the person. I've learned that when we get to know the person behind the label, a rich world of diversity opens up where knowledge replaces distortion and friendship and trust develop. The second lesson is from Marsha's illness. A few short weeks after Marsha and I came back from the trip of a lifetime, being hosted by a Palestinian mother of four in the Middle East in the summer of 2019, Marsha, as Ali said, was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. She was a crisis management expert who always found the calm within the storm. Her clarity in wanting to address unthinkable subjects that even doctors avoid allowed us to find intense meaning even in the face of cancer and impending death. She passed away last February. Marsha taught me how to be direct and focus on what is important, letting go of the small stuff that bogs us down. The lesson? All of us are put on earth only a short while. It's important to spend this time with purpose, a purpose bigger than ourselves. I'd like to leave with a quote that is a favorite of my friend, Imam Shafiq Chase. It's from Martin Luther King, who said, "I am convinced that men hate each other because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other. They don't know each other because they don't communicate with each other. And they don't communicate with each other because they are separated from each other." So let's take Martin Luther King's advice and get unseparated. Thank you again to everyone. Be well.